Hey everyone, my name's Ika De La Cruz, and today I'm going to be teaching you about liquid animation. And now what you want to do is make your own composition. So now that your composition's ready, you're going to be using your type tool to create text. So now all you've got to do is pick the font, then pick the size, and then type in what you want. In this case, I've just typed in the word hi. So what you're going to do now is you're going to right click on that layer and then click on Create Shapes from Text. Now once you've done this, you'll notice that a new layer appears. This layer happens to have a whole bunch of shapes depending on how many letters you have, and each of these shapes correspond to one letter. I've just deleted the original text since we don't really need it anymore, and now I'm duplicating the shape layer to the number of letters that you have in your word. In this case, I have 2 letters, so I have 2 layers. If you expand this layer, you'll notice that there's 1 shape per letter. What you're going to do is you're going to assign one of these layers per letter. So you can delete all the other letters. Now what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate these layers again. What's going to happen is that you're going to rename them as masks. That way you can tell them apart. When you've got your masks and your layers ready, what you're going to do is you're going to right click on the mask and click Pre-Compose. Make sure that you select the second option, Move All Attributes into the new composition, then click OK. Do this for both of the masks. Now open the first mask, so in this case letter H, and click on the pen tool. Remember that when you select the pen tool, make sure you click on the mask option, not the shape option. So what I'm doing now is that I'm creating a path as if I'm writing the letter and following the shape of the letter. Once you're done, go to Effects and Presets and search for Stroke. Drag this onto the layer. So to make my life a whole lot easier, I'm using different colors to make it a lot more visible for me. Now change the size of your brush. It's fine if it's not exactly completely full at this point in time. What's important is that you got the shape right. Once you think that the stroke is fine for you, what we're going to be doing next is adjusting how it appears. So if you'll notice, if you expand the options below the layer, there's an option there called End, or you can see it in the effects panel. In the start of the clip, make it 0. Set it to 0, click on the timer, and set a keyframe. Then go to the very end of the clip and do the same thing, except set it to 100. As it progresses, you'll notice that the line draws itself following the path that you created. Now drag your mouse or cursor over the 2 keyframes and right-click and select Keyframe Assistant. There you'll notice a menu. Look for Easy Ease and click that. So now that you've got your stroke, what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate the layers again. You're going to be creating about 3 to 4 layers in total. If you want, you can even have 2, but that really depends on you. Now what I'm doing is that I'm changing the colors of each layer. That way I know which is which, and I can see the different movement of each layer. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to change the brush sizes of each layer. So starting from the top, you make the top the biggest. Make sure that it covers every single part of your letter and doesn't leave any gaps. For the layers underneath, you can make them slightly smaller than the top. Now what you're going to do is you're going to create a new adjustment layer by right-clicking, click New, and then Adjustment Layer. Put it at the very top of your composition. And then, on the Effects and Presets panel, look for Roughen. Once you found it, drag it onto your adjustment layer. So you can play around with the settings until it looks just how you like it. So in my case, I didn't really do much other than adding edges to make it look more rugged. Now you're going to go back to the Effects and Presets panel and look for Turbulent Displace. Drag this onto your adjustment layer. When you're done with Turbulent Displace and playing around with it, warping the letters and the colors, what you're going to do is you're going to move the different layers a bit to the left and a bit to the right so that they're not all the same. This way, you've got a bit of variation when it comes to the animation. Then don't forget to also change the starting time so that not all of the layers start at the exact same time. This way, you can see the different paths and the different colors coming to life. When you go back to the original composition, select your layer, not your mask, and make sure that you alpha matte it to the one before it. Once you're done with both, move the I further down the timeline so that it starts a little bit after the H. Now what you're going to do is that you're going to pre-compose both the H and the I together and create a new composition. In your new composition, duplicate the layer 3 times, 4 times, depends on you. And then go to the Effects and Presets menu and look for Fill. Apply this to all of the layers. what fill is going to do is that it's going to change the color of each layer. What I'm doing now is that I'm changing the timing for each and adding a delay between the layers. And there you have it. You've now learned some basic liquid animation for text. Hope you guys learned something new today. Until next time.